What if I told you that before Alexander the Great reshaped the world, there was a man whose ambition, passion, and betrayal set the entire stage? That the greatest conqueror in history was merely a product of a father's dangerous game of power, love, and revenge? Before we dive in, have you ever wondered how a single affair, a broken heart, or an ignored plea could alter the course of civilization? Let's step into the shadowed court of Philip II of Macedon, a man who didn't just build an empire. He weaponized marriage, seduction, and loyalty. And in the end, those same weapons were turned against him. In 359 BCE, a 23-year-old Philip inherited a crumbling kingdom. Macedon was mocked by the Greeks, surrounded by enemies, and torn apart by internal chaos. But this young king didn't just survive. He transformed Macedon into the most feared power in the ancient world, not just through military brilliance, but through people. Every alliance, every marriage, every affair was carefully calculated to buy him soldiers, land, or loyalty. 7 wives, each not for love, but for strategy. He married for cavalry, for ports, for alliances, for influence. But what happens when your household becomes a battlefield? When wives compete for power? When every child becomes a potential heir or a future rival? Among these wives, one stood out. Olympias, mother of Alexander, passionate, cunning, and deeply involved in mysterious cults. She expected to be Philip's queen and her son the heir. But Philip kept marrying. And with every new wife, Olympias's fury grew. And from that fire came Alexander, a boy raised between a mother's rage and a father's ambition. But Philip's undoing didn't come from war or politics. It came from a lover. His favorite bodyguard, Pausanias, was more than just a god, he was a companion. But when Philip replaced him with a younger rival and ignored the brutal assault, Pausanias suffered at the hands of a powerful general. Something inside him shattered. Philip tried to buy silence with gifts. But Pausanias didn't want gold. He wanted justice. And when justice failed, he chose vengeance. 336 BCE. A grand wedding celebration. Philip walks into the theater of Aegae in a white robe, proud and unguarded. He wanted to show his people strength. But strength without protection is an invitation. In front of thousands, Pausanias stepped forward. No shouting. No warning. Just one dagger into the heart of a king. Philip II, the man who redefined Macedon, fell where his ancestors were buried. But the blood on the floor carried every betrayal, every secret, every scar of the court. And Alexander didn't mourn. He acted. Within hours, he seized the throne, executed rivals, silenced dissent, and began the conquest his father only dreamed of. Some say Olympias orchestrated it. Others whisper Alexander